Hey guys, it's Asher
And Dan, hi.
from the Noise Sector, and today we have got a video battle report for you. So Warlord has been kind enough to share with us a preview copy of the new expansion, the Chryseis Shard. So we're going to take some elements of it for a bit of a spin today. Specifically, one of the new army lists.
We're going to be playing the Concord drone force. That's me. I'm going to have 2 strategic choices and 1,000 points, and I'm not going to abuse it, I promise.
And you're going to have so many drones. I'm just going to be running a normal army, and we're also going to be using some of the new hazardous environment rules. So specifically in this case, fire spouts, because, well, our planet Defour just happens to have fire spouts.
It's on fire. What's not to like?
Alright,
Let's check out those armies, shall we?
Yeah, let's check them out.
Armies.
Alright, so here is my army, 1,000 points of brave Algoryn. I have one 5-man assault squad led by the indomitable Kurantor. I have a 5-strong infiltrator squad. Sergeant's got a repeater and they've got solar charges because I love mines. And then I have not one, but 2 AI squads. They both have X launchers and everybody has overload ammunition and they both have spotter drones. I have a X launcher team, which unfortunately I couldn't afford any extra ammo for. Oh no, wait, I could. I took one, and that is Scoot. I have a little scout probe shard. I have a medic team. I have a unit of Avengers, vanilla, no upgrades at all. And then I have 1 and 2 Avengers. Now, I'm doing some slight proxying there. The Avengers in this case have mag cannons and spotter drones rather than the twin mag light supports that they are armed with. And over to Dan.
Check it out, it's a drone force. So the first thing you'll notice is that I have 2 M4 drones floating around. There is this big bad boy, and then there is this big bad boy. Those are both armed with compression cannons, and spotters included, so they're going to eat themselves some Avengers. I have a squad of 2 PLS drones with batter and spotter. I have another squad of 2 PLS drones with batter and spotter. I have, back here, the obvious, the important probe shard for targeting all of your needs and adding to my Bam Bam Pew Pew Ack. I have the medium support drone with plasma cannon for shredding stuff, and another single lonely PLS drone with a spotter. Let's eat some Algoryn.
Alright guys, so today the scenario we're playing is Return to Base Camp from the actual core Antares rulebook. We decided that with a new list and some hazardous environment terrain, we'd stick for something nice and basic to show off those 2 elements. So here we have, defending their base camp, the Algoryn. So they've left their infantry elements behind to defend the base camp that they've set up, protect their drop site and the ruins of these buildings, while over here we have the Concord drone force that's been sent to exterminate them. So, the hazardous environment we're using is the fire spouts. So what that means is that an extra dice is in the bag, and when we pull that dice, bad things happen. Kind of like Distort, but less specific and more, you know, burning. Alright, so we're deployed, so we're about to kick off with turn 1. Okay, go.
Here we go, turn 1. Oh no, we didn't plan this.
Alright, so Dan has drawn the black die of danger, which means it's time for fire spouts. So basically, it's a 3-inch template of fiery death that will consume basically everything it touches unless things get out of the way. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to roll off to see who places it first, and then it's going to scatter a couple of times, and once we figure out where it is, then things are going to get caught on fire. Okay, because Dan is a lovely person, he's putting the fire spout here. Now, it's going to scatter.
Alrighty, let's see where it goes. It goes 5 in this direction.
Okay, and now I scatter it. Oh god,
It goes 5 back the other way. Fire!
Ruh-roh.
Yeah, preemptive, but fair. Alrighty.
Alright, so the fire pillar has landed on this bit of terrain and this squad. So my squad now needs to take an agility test, which they have failed. That means they're going to take some hits and some pins. Okay, so my unit takes D3 plus 1 pins, which is 2 pins, and also they take D5 hits. So they take 1 hit at strike value 3, which I'm going to allocate to this guy here, and he's going to be consumed by a pillar of fire. Interestingly enough, as is this bit of terrain, and the pillar of fire stays there now. Let me get some pins.
Fire! It burns as it does. Ah! You can hit it with a stone.
Alright, so Dan got the next dice and has just moved some of his drones up.
Batter shield away. I'm now going to run this drone, the single drone up as well. Put sharp. And put sharp with the spotter. Medium drone with plasma cannon.
Okay, so I'm going to rally these guys. Yep, they're good. Those are out of there.
I've activated my plasma light support drones. They have fired on Ash's infiltrators.
Dan's just going to run up one of his M4s here. Another Algoryn dice. Fire order for the X launcher. They're going to lob some scoot all the way downrange. And that's how that worked out. 0 dud shot. Dan's run up his other M4 and is currently having trouble balancing it on the crater.
It's good now. M4 moving forward with an advance to fire both of its weapons on this unfortunate squad over here. Let's see that spotter drone. Bail me out.
And they're fine. Dan had a good round of shooting, but because my guys were down, they got out of it unscathed, having only taken a single pin.
Dang.
So this squad of Algoryn here is getting an advance. Off we go, into the ruins, boys.
Haha! Danger.
I'm now going to put some overcharge ammo into that drone. Alright, so it's got a pin on it from where I hit it with overcharge ammo. Actually, one of the mag rifle rounds got through. Dan fails his save, but then I totally rolled a 1 on the damage table. So, boo drone, boo!
Second M4 moving up, and let's try and break that infiltrator squad away. The M4 has successfully managed to scratch up Ash's leader. The leader reroll did nothing and he now has 3 pins. Morale check.
Is that okay? I literally can't see the die.
At the end of the first turn, this unit of Algoryn assault has taken a fire and died with 1 soldier. Hooray! The medic has moved forward and so has the second assault squad. Moving down. The infiltrators, pinned and in danger. M4 has taken a single pin, and the Concord maintain their advance up the table. Hopefully reinforcements do not come in time.
Okay, putting a fire order on my X launcher team. Gonna try and do some more scoot over here.
Scoot missed. It went 4. It needs 3. Lucky. Ciao! I hope you like to die. So, I have managed to kill 2 members of the squad, and with some lucky shots, I've managed to take out an X launcher as well. So, kazaa, kazaa. No overload ammo for me. With a fire order from the M4 firing the PLS on the infiltrators, I've managed to scratch 1 more and add a pin, and firing the compression cannon on the assault squad, I've managed to scratch 1 more and add a pin.
Boo! Okay, so Dan's moved up his M4, and he's driven on my mines, which have exploded and have inflicted a pin on him. Wow, wow.
Ow.
So, Dan's shot the absolute bejesus out of this unit here. It's only the sergeant left, and though he survived getting hit by a compression cannon, thanks to the medics, he has since failed his command test and left the battlefield.
Reinforcements!
One of the Avengers has rocked up here and is going to take a crack at that M4. The round is deflected, but at least it takes a pin.
Fire order for the M4 onto the X launcher.
The X launcher takes a pin and loses a man to the fusillade of fire. I gave a fire order to this Avenger and put another pin on the M4. Dan has brought up one of his units of drones and is preparing to daka up my poor little Avenger. Takes a pin but is otherwise unscathed. The other Avenger has shown up and is once again going to try and put a hole in the M4. Another pin, but otherwise fine. More Algoryn reinforcements. The intruders have arrived to shoot up this drone. And they managed to annihilate it in another fusillade of mag repeater fire. Glory for Algor! Alright, this unit of AI has moved around the pillar of fire and are going to put some overcharge ammo into the M4 that I really hate and want to die. Despite all 3 overcharge shots hitting, Dan did not fail any armor saves and the M4 takes another pin. Okay, once again, the die of death. This time I won the roll-off and I think I want to see some fire right here. Let's see where it ends up. Alright, so our pillar of fire has ended up here. It's consumed a crystal pillar and put another 2 pins on Dan's M4, which takes it to a healthy 6 pins. That's good for me, maybe not so good for Dan.
Poop.
Dan gave a fire order to his medium drone and it shot its plasma cannon at my intruders. Luckily, my leader passed his armor save. Alright, my assault squads finally turn up 1,000,000 miles away from the damn battle. Will they ever stop disappointing me? Signs point to no. My medics have run to hide behind the other AI squad. The final act of the turn is Dan moving these plasma light support drones forward. Okay, so at the end of turn 2, things are interesting. The assault squads finally arrived, but double pinned themselves because they're useless. My not net, it's actually just normal X launcher team has taken a pin and a casualty. The Concord drones continue to advance. My infiltrators are in a really bad way, but this M4's taken a lot of firepower. Over here, up on the hill, the AI still holds strong, but more drones are sweeping in. My intruders have driven into the enemy lines and they've taken out a drone. And meanwhile, up on this flank, the Avengers are here. The cavalry has arrived with their mag cannons and they've been putting a lot of fire into this M4. They haven't managed to hurt it yet, but boy, it's taken a lot of pins. So here we go, on to turn 3. Oh god, here we go again. The death fire dies the first one out, and it consumes this whole piece of terrain as it erupts once again near the Algoryn base. This Avengers advanced forward and put yet another pin on the beleaguered M4. That's 7 pins now.
Perilous.
Right. So this Avenger back here has got a fire order, and it has fired at the M4 again and has inflicted another pin. That takes it to 8 pins, which means the beast is finally destroyed.
So, the plasma light support drones have fired on Ash's intruders and they have managed to take out 2 of them and add an additional pin. They passed their morale check, but that is 2 less problems in my back.
My X-Launcher team dropped some scoot ammo. Unfortunately, it scattered too far away from the other M4 to affect it. So Dan's medium support drone put another plasma cannon shot into this fellow and once again passed his armor save.
Die!
In case you can't tell, Dan is somewhat fast. So, my last surviving intruder managed to pass his command test and has charged into the medium support drone and has dinged it up a bit with his closing fire. Now, I don't really want to stick around and actually fight because I have 2 pins, so I've elected to break off and we're just going to shuffle 5 inches away awkwardly. What happened to your drone, Dan?
It failed its command check on an 8.
How does that make you feel?
Bad.
Aww. So continuing Dan's run of unfortunate luck, my 2 remaining infiltrators have managed to rally and now they've charged the M4. They're gonna stick some solar charges on it, yo! An inconclusive combat. Technically the infiltrators lost, but turns out Dan's tanks are pretty bad at running over things. So nobody died, nobody ran away. We've shuffled awkwardly away from each other.
In a moment of laser death and stunning bravery, The light support drones fly forward and manage to hit both of the infiltrators twice and kill them. Sorry, ladies.
We're dead!
Aha! Finally.
So I've advanced the AI and we have shot up this drone again. Unfortunately, Dan's saves are a lot better than his shooting and it's completely fine.
Hooray!
Dan has advanced with his other M4. It's getting very close to the Algoryn base, but also very close to the assault squad.
Time to die.
We'll have to see how they weather this round of shooting. So the assault squad lose 2 men, but they're probably still within assault range. Urgh! Avenger 2 has advanced up and taken a pot shot at the medium support drone. It hit it despite firing through the crystal field, penetrated it, and has caused it to suffer an additional 3 pins. It's now on 6. The final activation is the other Avenger moving up. It tries to shoot the medium support drone again, but this time misses on a dud shot. So the final die of the turn was the Pillar of Fire, which has appeared here, blocking the path of these drones. So this has been a pretty interesting turn. Lots of stuff has happened. We've seen an M4 leave the table. My assault squad's over here. They're within assault distance of this M4 probably. The X-Launcher team's fairly embattered, but we've got drones coming up here. Dan's drones are a little bit stressed out by the one surviving Avenger behind there. He's been a real thorn in their side. But over on this flank, the Avengers are rolling up, firing pot shots with their cannons, and the last squad of armoured infantry with their medic team are holding the hill. So, as we go into the next turn, turn 4, I think both sides still have everything to play for. Where's the assault squad gone? Well, for the first action of turn 4, they've charged Dan's drone. They managed to pass their command test, and they've made it. Now, Dan's drone tried to react by fleeing, but what does that die say? It says 2 pins. Wow. Yeah, it royally screwed the pooch on this one. Time to see how hard my Algoryn mans can punch it. Sadly, no matter how hard my Algoryn mans have punched, Dan is better at rolling saves. So, now we're going to awkwardly shuffle off again as the combat breaks away. So, once again, the worm has turned. Hey Dan, how did your medium support drone go with the whole rallying thing? Is that how many pins you rolled? Oh, unfortunate.
Yeah. With bone dry cuffs, the light support drones managed to move up a tiny bit with an advance order and shield the medium drone in the warm glow of the batter shield. They pop 6 shots onto the intruder and managed to destroy it. It is now gone. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Everything's coming up, light support drone.
Despite the fire order, this Avenger has missed the M4 off in the distance. Real bad times for Algoryn. Well, the next die was Algoryn as well, so we got a do-over. So yeah, that's another pin over there. Shame that Dan keeps making armor saves.
Hooray!
Why must you do this to me?
It's my game as well, Asher.
Aww. Dan's once again pushed forward with the M4 and has killed 1 member of the assault squad with his compression cannon.
Hooray!
So, once again, my X-Launcher team has lobbed some scoot around. This time, it's actually landed on target all the way over there. So next turn, these drones are going to have to scoot.
Light support drones again, their cuffs are bone dry. They've killed the assault squad with stunning shooting. All of them are dead, 1 less dice for Asher, and slowly the drones make their way up. Everything's coming up light support drone.
So this squad of armoured infantry has advanced up and they have shot this squad of plasma light support drones to great result. The batter drone is gone, dead, killed from a lucky shot, and they sneaked a shot through, and so the unit took an additional pin and went down. So all the dice that were left in the bag were Algoryn, so this Avenger has moved up. It shot out a batter drone with a lucky shot over here, and then pinged the unit again with a second lucky shot, putting 2 pins on them, which means Dan needs to make a command test.
Fine.
They were fine. Okay, as turn 4 closes and turn 5 begins, we're in an interesting spot. The Avenger flank is holding up well. Over here, the medium support drone is immobilized, pointing the wrong way. These drones stayed down and have not recovered. Over on the other side, those light support drones, they've still got a couple of pins on them, but they're battle ready. And of course, the big M4 is now parked pretty much on the hill. It's getting pretty close to the area that the Concord are trying to take. So, this is still going to be a close game as we go into turn 5. Started off with some Avenger action, tried to shoot the medium support drone, rolled a 0, felt bad.
And here we are. The M4 is in the end zone in turn 4 with 1 turn to hold out. He has fired his PLS and taken out 2 of the assault squad members. Yes, yes, yes. His cuffs are still bone dry.
Oh god, Dan, why do you do this to me? More fire! There was once a building here that the Algoryn set up camp in. Now this table is looking very empty as pillars of flame are consuming the terrain and the warriors who fight within it. This squad of AI was obviously really spooked by the M4 right there because they failed their command test to activate and have gone down. Okay, the big scary M4 has done me a frighten.
Spooky 5, aye.
Yeah, it shot up these guys again and put a pin on them, though they both lived. And it hit and damaged this Avenger with its compression cannon. It took an additional pin and has gone down, down.
Everything's coming up PLS drones. Having fired into the Algoryn AI squad, they have managed to whittle them away. They have failed their command check and they are now off the board. Yes, yes, drones. Drone force, go.
This is starting to look kind of bad for Team Algoryn. Alright, so I am regretting letting Dan pivot his drone, even though it was immobilized, because look at that lovely daisy chain of pins. Not only did he hit my Avenger, even though it's down, he penetrated it, rolled a 9 on the damage table, and look at all of those extra pins. It is out of there.
Ow.
Dan's ability to roll armor saves on his big fat M4s is really vexing me. The final Avenger is in the end zone, and once again it plugs the M4. Single pin. Aww. Alright, playing to the mission. These guys have run into the zone. Oh god, things are getting dicey. Oh look, my targeted probes have finally turned up on turn 5. Fortunately they turned up in a good spot, and now they're stuck on the M4, and one of them's just down here hugging these guys.
That's bad.
Is it enough to actually make any difference? Alright, so with the help of the target probes, the Avenger pings the M4 once again. Another pin, another passed armor save from Dan.
Yay!
Oh dear. So, here we go, end of turn 5, things are pretty nuts. My medics have run back here, just towing the zone, still holding the line. The Avenger's in the slugfest with the M4, but it's pretty outclassed. Dan's probes are still in a bit of a bad way, but you know, they can still influence the battle. These drones are coming up, shooting my mans. I don't know if I've got enough juice left in the tank to stop the Concord advance. These drones are out for blood. Also, just looking at the battlefield, I'm pretty sure I'm broken, but we're going to play on one more turn and just see what happens.
Hooray!
Dan is enthusiastic about the prospect of killing more of my men. He's an adult, folks. An actual adult with a job and responsibility.
Just cut. Why are you going to keep doing this?
Because it amuses me.
First action of turn 5. The medium drone activates but fails, that should say 8, fails its command check and can do nothing out in the breeze.
Another pillar of fire erupts in the base, barely missing the Algoryn Avenger. We've had so many pillars of fire erupting all over the battlefield. They've left a real mark, burning away whole segments of terrain. You know, terrain that my guys could have hidden in from Dan's death plasma. The duel continues. The M4 unloads onto the Avenger with a fire order, but the tanky little Algoryn vehicle cops all of the hits and only takes a single pin for its trouble. Go Algor. The duel continues. Another shot, another pin on the M4. Another pass down, armor save.
Bone dry.
Another Algoryn die, a fire order on the Avenger. Another pin on the M4. And yes, yet another armor save.
Hooray!
This is getting pretty tense in the center, folks. Using some truly exciting line of sight, the X-Launcher actually managed to hit this unit of drones with explosives. Only did one hit, did another pin. Things are looking pretty dire. But for whom? The M4 is towed into the zone, shoots the medics up, but luckily they survive. So here we go. At the end of the game, The Algoryn have the Avenger, the Medic team, and the lone remaining X-Launcher team holding the hill, while the Concord drone force has this big fat M4 interfering right in the middle. So technically, the Algoryn have 3 units to Concord's 1. However, Concord have decisively broken the Algoryn force and won the shooting war, so we have decided to call it a hard-fought draw. So as we just take a final look around the table, we can see that some of the Concord elements have got bogged down and pinned down, but they've definitely left a mark because there are not many Algoryn left alive. In fact, there are literally 2 medics, 1 support team crew member, and an Avenger. So there we go. Join us for our post-game wrap-up, and we'll talk about what we thought of the new list and the new scenario rules.
Well, that went pretty well.
Yeah, that was actually a really exciting game. Tense,
Very
really
tense.
tense. It was pretty much
cool.
anyone's game for most of it.
Yeah, good scenario as well.
Yeah, absolutely one of the best
Yeah.
games we've played, and playing that scenario just straight out of the rulebook, we actually had a lot of fun doing it. So
We did a few little changes to that one. We made it obviously longer than it was meant to be wider, and we sort of had a very cinematic sort of setup with the Concord flying in from one side and then the Algoryn Avengers coming in from the flank. That was really cool.
yeah, it was a really good, really cinematic battle that
Very much so.
it really got the juices flowing, so to speak.
Totally. That was
But
excellent.
yeah, we hope you guys have enjoyed this preview of a couple of things that you'll find in the Chryseis Shard. I think it's safe to say that Dan really enjoyed the drone list.
Yeah, the drone force is fantastic. There's obviously some choices you can make with that drone. I can't say too much, but there's a few choices you can make with the drone force that are really much heavier and much harder than the choices you can make in the standard Concord list. And I can really see myself playing the drone list a lot more often.
Well, eagle-eyed viewers will notice
Yeah.
will have noticed that Dan did in fact field 2 M4s.
Yes!
And is regretting the fact that there is currently no model for a drone commander.
Yeah, a
as
drone
that would
commander
have
would
certainly added some
wouldn't
extra pizzazz.
It wouldn't have thrown the game, but it definitely would have changed the way I built my list, and it also would have made some of my drones a bit more nasty and a bit more survivable, but I can't go into too much more detail about that.
Yeah, well, the drone list's been a lot of fun to play with,
Punchy.
and the hazardous environment rules also pretty fun.
And stuff, like we had a very densely populated board at the start of the game. You'll notice by turn 5 we had basically 50% odd of the terrain was just sunk in and burned down.
Yeah, especially because it comes out, you kind of can place the things and then scatter them. We ended up just burning down a lot of the terrain that was kind of in and around the base.
And a lot of the cover as well.
Oh yeah, that was pretty bad for me.
No one hide.
It started out with the Algoryn defending this ruined outpost, and then just pillars of fire were erupting and eating their terrain, and burning a couple of dudes to death.
Yeah.
But yeah, all in all, I think that was a really fun game.
Yeah,
and
exciting.
Yeah, I think that the options that the Chryseis Shard will add in terms of both list building and the hazardous environments that you can add to your games to make them more interesting scenarios, it's really great.
I'm super excited for the other lists. I'm really looking to see how people start to implement those. We might have to think about how here at Noise Sector we do some of our house ruling for our next tournament based on that, because there's some
There's some
cool
fun
changes.
stuff there, but there's also some potential for being a little bit mean with
There's some things that may or may not be bent. We don't know yet. We're just going to play it out a bit more.
Yep, and that's up to you, the whole Antares community, to get your hands on it, have a play around with it. Hopefully you'll have just as much fun as we did.
Yeah, I hope you enjoy our videos.
Once again, this is Asher, this is Dan, for the Noise Sector.
Yeah.